It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3. Now it's time for us to take another look at the world of entertainment and see what our favorite celebs have been up to. And we're going to kick it off with Serena Williams and her husband, who have welcomed baby number 2.
Oh yeah.
How incredible. The tennis icon, 41 years old, is a mom of 2, and she's also a tech entrepreneur. In fact, her husband, who's the tech entrepreneur, Alexis, they are so excited to have welcomed a second baby girl into the world, and they announced it on Instagram last week, saying, "Welcome Adira River Ohanian." Now, the new dad of 2 captioned a family photo revealing that that is the baby girl's name.
Oh, she's so small. I think it's so cool that you can have like a healthy baby at 41 years old. There's always these silly myths of like women not being able to have like a good kid at that age. I think it's like, no, but like genuinely, I'm hearing it so often. It's a crazy thing.
It does change dramatically. I think in this case, you need the support, and obviously a lot goes into it.
Yeah.
And she obviously has those support structures around her.
And she's healthy.
And she's incredibly healthy. But I mean, there are things that aren't within your control in that space, is what I'm trying to say. So she is very fortunate that everything runs beautifully, but she's obviously got the support. But what I love about this is because there was so much question about her taking the time out to focus on her family, but you're the GOAT, you're going to be the best history, that history's ever seen, and. But she chose this path and has done it beautifully, man. So I'm so happy for that family.
Yeah. Look, the stories continue this weekend, of course, from superstar athletes to superstars. We're talking about Big Sean, and I think it's Janae Aiko, who is filed for a temporary restraining order. Now, this one's against an alleged stalker whose creepy behavior has been ramping up in recent weeks. I'm feeling for them so much. Now, according to TMZ, the couple actually went to the courts on Monday. That was the 21st of August, and they were looking to be granted a restraining order against 29-year-old Ian Craig Leith. Now, the singer is reportedly fearing for her life, as Les has shown up to, various events and concerts, and even broke into a Sean's specific Palisades home, and that's where they share, the space with their infant son and her 14-year-old daughter. So this is pretty crazy stuff. It's scary stuff, actually, man, when it crosses over that threshold, you know what I mean?
This is social media. If a person can see you inside your house, they know where your house is, they know where you're going to be working, they know personal details of your life. It's worth noting. And at the end of the day, we're all just people. And that's the thing. You might be a celebrity, but you're still living a relatively normal life. You don't have 24-hour security and bodyguards with you all the time. It is a little bit scary from that perspective, but what made me chill is the fact that that's where their baby is. That's the center of their safe place.
Literally, that's your home and your family. It doesn't get scarier than that. So, wow, I'm definitely feeling for them and hope that they can sort that out and are granted that interdict, I think. But yeah, definitely carrying on with the rest of the headlines. There's a lot happening.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. We're bringing it back home. Pearl Thusi gets candid on her friendship with DJ Zinhle. And friendships go through various cycles. And in some moments, people are not as close to each other as they are. They usually are. But that doesn't mean that they're not friends. Now, this is the case with media personalities Pearl Thusi and DJ Zinhle. There have been various reports that said that the two have ended their friendship. However, Pearls finally spoke out about it, and she said, Thusi said in an interview on DJ Fresh's WAW, the What a Week, we are adults, we are growing, we are evolving, so sometimes we're going to have moments where we're not agreeing on things. And there's a time you would, for example, it's just, these things happen, but there's no beef. I think people are seeing things where...
Beef is a media mechanism.
Zanzi wanted the beef.
Yeah, but it's PR, man, and they'll create beef and they'll use beef, and it's the term beef exists for that, but they're still mates who have walked kind of a similar path through the industry. As much as they're doing different things, they will know how difficult it is as a young woman in South Africa to be able to achieve the level of success that they have. And both of them are smashed through that glass ceiling. And then she's used this as an opportunity to express her love and admiration that she's building an empire, and she's trying to emulate that. So it's not girl hate, it's not jealousy that has driven this wedge between them, or it's got nothing to do with that. Maybe they just fought over whatever to wear in the morning, or a cup of coffee that someone had a sip of. You don't know. but they're just mates.
Yeah.
Then this final story, because we love Kevin Hart on our show, because he seems to love South Africa, and he's also just turned 40, and not that the body would let you know anything about it, but he obviously maybe punched a little bit above his weight class. Sorry, that's not a personal joke, but he took a run with his Patriots buddy, Stephen Ridley, who, of course, is no longer pro, but is still incredibly fast. And he was trying to do young stuff and ended up in a wheelchair. They did a 40-yard dash, which is like in American footy. If you can get this down, that's how they track your speed over these shorter distances. Somewhere in that, I don't know, he managed to hurt himself to the point, Jake. It's trying to slow himself down, I think, more than anything else. But I've had one of those old man injuries before where you tear a hamstring taking off or a groin.
Oh.
I think the funniest thing for me is just listening to his video. You can check it out on Instagram. He's just so upset with himself, sitting in a wheelchair, and he's like accepting footy and what comes with this age. It's hilarious. You must check it out.
It's not true. It's not true, Kev. It's not true.
But he makes good fun of it, though, and I think he's finding somewhat of a silver lining in a bad situation, I guess.
As he does, and he takes us along that journey.